Good morning, Susanne Joie.
Good morning, Deborah, LeeAnn.
Shall we tune in to the Gene Key 47?
Yes,
It's a big one.
it's a big one. Yeah. So we're talking about gene keys, and this is written by Richard Rudd. And the shadow of gene key 47 is all about oppression.
Mm.
And it has its repressive nature as well as its reactive nature. I'll talk about that in a minute. But then out of oppression, there is this transmutation that takes place. And the actual Siddhic state is called transfiguration. The highest essence of consciousness is transfiguration. So from oppression to transmutation to transfiguration.
Yeah. And I know that Richard has said that he has chosen these words for very specific, I think, the energy, but a lot of us have connotations, denotations around the meanings of words that we hold in our body and in our mind so strictly that we can't. It's sometimes we need to like broaden our view, because oppression in my background was always what it was, a power over. It was, one race over another or one gender over another. And it was that suffering of being held down and being powerless. And this oppression is maybe that's that same heavy feeling, but it's not someone else. It's not outside of us. It is the pain and the suffering that if we slow down enough, catches up to us, or we tune into it and it's there. It's always there. And it doesn't go away. What we learn is how to transmute it. So I keep thinking of like a slow burning fire that just keeps smoking. And like, the wind will come and it'll blow it away and it'll be clear for a minute and then it'll keep smoking and smoldering. So it's like it's not going to stop. And if we allow ourselves to be with it with grace, that's when we get to feel the magic of our own alchemy. And I want to bring this up because I've been studying the codon rings. And so this is part of the ring of alchemy. And so it started with, we talked about the divine will and the transmuting that went on there. And then we played a little bit with imagination in terms of transmuting the doubt. And now we're playing with the transmuting of the oppression, pain, suffering that we all feel. And next time we'll be talking about diplomacy and another form of transmuting to get to peace.
Yes. And for some people, the repressed nature is hopeless. Like their life force is just feeling that utter overwhelm with one's life and just completely.
So they are feeling oppressed. They are feeling held down, like they don't have a choice or they don't have the power.
It's mostly, this is happening in the anja. It's a neocortex. So they're feeling that mental collapse.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not necessarily external. It's happening up in here. So you basically are giving up your ability to face your fears.
Yeah. To me, it's very much the same thing as you're feeling like I'm powerless. I don't have any choice in this matter.
Right. The reactive nature is dogmatic. And because there's such fear in there that they like grasp onto a particular system or mental patterns that give them power.
I wonder if that's how conspiracy things start, because we want things to look different. We want to feel different about something. So let's just get dogmatic about this, because it feels like that's in my experience with certain people in my family, it is so part of their emotional and energetic system. It's yes, it's a mental construct, but it is deeply wired into their whole being. I don't know how that is some kind of master person at work that does that work of whatever it is that they do.
Well, it's the illusion of security, right? So they're,
Okay.
yeah,
So that's what they're grasping toward. I mean, like that they keep speaking towards, and that's what draws people in. Anyway, sorry to get off track, but it feels like they've given up too, and they've just gone into this. I'm giving all my will and power to this belief system.
right. As I was playing in this key today, I looked at the I Ching of it as well.
Mm.
And it says oppression is dissatisfied half-heartedness.
Dissatisfied half-heartedness. Okay. So it's okay, I get that. That's such a half-heartedness alone is sad.
Yeah, I know. It's like it completely dissolves. However, the transfiguration aspect, it says transmutation, transmutation is vitality in commitment.
Okay. So that will energize you.
Right, because you're
to
staying
connect.
committed
Okay.
to doing the work, to being, to
Moving out of that stasis of stuckness or
moving through the fear,
got
to
it.
embracing the fear. So your commitment is what is going to give you your vitality.
That makes so much sense. And this is based in is the Ina the third eye or the pineal?
It's Anja, yeah. It's
Okay. It's okay. So the I'm just trying to think it's not a will thing in your gut, is it? That's what I keep feeling like it's based down there. But I guess that's where the feelings are held. So
yeah. This says neocortex.
okay.
And it also the transfiguration is the bliss of devotion. So when we get up into the highest essence, it's that bliss state of just using your whole body, your whole being in service to the collective. And it said, service to spirit through devotion to sacred work.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is you're doing your own inner work, and that blesses everybody.
But so, you're also transmuting for the collective, which I want to backtrack into. This oppression thing, yes, it's from our ancestral DNA, it's karma, but karma is, which I thought was fascinating, the way he explained it in the audio transmission, is karma is in the collective. When somebody does something that's not great, it like sends that, if you want to imagine it being like a flu bug, out into the collective, and then everybody's like gets to play in that playground. So when we do good, that works through transmuting our own. But when we do something that's not good towards humanity, it tends to go out and infect everyone. So that is what we are in service to transmuting constantly. And the transfiguration being totally in service. This really freaked me out. It like you actually have different, your DNA changes so that you don't carry that stuff. It just kind of like you're like a washing machine, letting it all go, rinse cycle, out of here, and in service to the collective.
It's interesting. The effort drops away, and so things shift. I mean, haven't you ever, I was kind of reminiscing even in the past week, there was something that I was really aggravated about, and I was looking at it, I was observing myself going through it, and not really any judgment around it, but just was in the feels about it. And I can't even remember what it is. So that's where I feel like, these things happen in our life where then it's just meant to not attach any meaning to it or hold on to it in any way, but just allow it to move through. And he says the only way to transcend suffering is to move more deeply into it, embracing every feeling, every event that comes to you. And this is the way of immersion in the currents of life. It is the way of surrender. And that is when we can transmute the energy and not have it attached to us or, symbolize or become
part of
us.
Yeah.
And when
we don't hold on to it. Yeah.
Right. And when he was talking about the transfiguration of a being, there is no particular identity to it because
it doesn't have anything to attach to. I love that. And it's literally, it's like, it goes, or who is that friend of ours that used to talk about things sticking to us like like sticky notes all over us. But then when we become like Teflon, they slide right off.
Right.
So,
yeah. And this is really as you said, it's touched by grace. And that's the programming partner to this key. But it is all about transmuting the past, and we just have to see it within ourselves and be able to honor the process. And he goes into a lot of discussion about junk DNA, and there's like 80% of our DNA that is not active. So it's like we get to decode or unwind or
unwind it literally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so and that's what I think I meant in terms of, it's not even ours.
Right.
But it is our opportunity to transmute it, or it's going to continue to hang out in the collective. So, so I want to share the mudra, which I find fascinating because it reminds me, because transfiguration is often associated with the image of Christ on the cross. He is transmuting our sins, as the Catholic faith views it. So, so this is actually called the crown of thorns in terms of this particular mudra. So you cross your fingers with your fingers down, and then you place them on your head and make sure each finger is touching on, hello, Siren, on a pulse point. And it's almost like you can imagine if each of those is touching a pulse point, you are opening to more divine light to come through. And he said, make sure you're bending your knees if you're standing, and that you breathe softly. And welcome in the light. So,
and with this, recognizing that we're all star beings that are, coming right back to made up of stardust. I'm feeling the Starseed Oracle today.
Absolutely. Which, by the way, like even the quantum physics people and NASA and all of them, they all do know that we are star beings. We are actually, our cells and our beingness is from, not from this planet.
Okay. Top, middle, or bottom?
Middle.
All right. So it's all about you got the love. This is Hadrian energy. It's about codependency and boundaries. So if you're experiencing anything at this point in time, and I've been feeling this a lot lately, and we're talking about transmuting the past, recognize that your ability to be all of yourself, you you don't have to sway with others in that way. Let me just clear this up. You don't have to be pulled into directions of what other people are experiencing.
Okay.
What's for you is for you. That's the feeling that I'm getting from this card. Is that you are, yeah, you've got the love. Do you lose yourself in relationship? It's asking. If so, how? How can you develop a deeper love for yourself? We all have our own work to be doing here. And sometimes we get muddled up in other people's stories. And so coming back to this particular key of transfiguration, it's important that we maintain our integrity of what we're here to work on and recognizing what may be somebody else's thing to work on and not mixing them up and like being pulled into somebody else's story. So
yeah. And I think very often in a relationship, we feel like we need to share.
I want you to feel what I'm feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't love me if you don't understand or if you don't get angry right with me. Which, why would we want to share that? So thank you. Because I feel like that is very much about, can we transmute? And then can we be kind enough and loving enough to transmute that energy as we're feeling it? Because it's going to happen. So, this is, I think, the biggest thing is forgiveness, which I feel like is another transmutation. But anyway, this is coming back to I want to start singing the song. You are the. All right. Okay. On that note.
Till next time.
Yes. Thanks for being here.